There have been a growing number of liquidations in the construction industry. Statistics South Africa has indicated a 6.5% growth of liquidations between 2014 and 2015, and a reported an average of 5 liquidations a month in the construction industry. On account of the economic situation in South Africa, liquidations are on the rise, and this has an adverse effect on those investing in construction projects and those being appointed as contractors and subcontractors on new projects. Be very careful with whom you contract, and do your homework regarding the project finance. I will explain why. What would happen if an employer on a project went into liquidation after having made an upfront payment to a contractor before the project commenced? The liquidator may in fact treat this upfront payment as one made when the employer was in fact insolvent and could declare this avoidable disposition under the Insolvency Act. This essentially means that the liquidator could unwind the upfront payment already made. This situation is not as uncommon as you may think. It may not always be in relation to an upfront payment, but it could in fact be in relation to work done and invoiced and paid at a time when the debtor, after making such payment, is insolvent as his liabilities exceed his assets. Section 29 of the Insolvency Act deals with these situations, where payments are made prior to insolvency in preference of one creditor over another. And Section 30 of the Act empowers the liquidator via the court process to reverse the transaction. So the bottom line is you need to be very careful with whom you contract and ensure that any person or business with whom you are dealing is financially stable enough to fund the project or has backing from a financial institution to do so. If your contracting counterparty winds up in liquidation, the funds can be withdrawn from you if the requirements of Section 29 of the Act are met. All that needs to be proven by the liquidator is that at the time of making the payment, the debtor was in fact insolvent and the intention was to prefer the party receiving the funds over other concurrent creditors.